An interpretation of a Mesolithic boat constructed with the materials 5,000-6,000 years ago, based on the idea or the interpretation. The covering is hide. You can identify stitching along the centre. Willow and hazel are used for the gunnels. The cross members are willows. Willow wands. It is capped with semicircular, with split chestnut. And you can see that holes have been made and the wands have been passed into them. The length is approximately 11 feet. The height from keel about 14 inches, and it is about 42 inches wide. Each square carpet tile is 20 inches. Notice at this end that the gunnels have been tapered down and joined at the bow. And that's the angle that they form. Because of the wetting and drying of the leather outer, the keel itself has, well, the leather has shrunk and the keel has risen. So it might be a design fault that there's not enough angle leading up to the gunnels, which has caused the back to break. So there might need to be a greater curvature. Let me just, so that you're able to approximate an angle. I think the gunnels need to be slightly higher. That's just my interpretation, particularly around the centre. But those are the dimensions: 14 inches, 15 inches at the side, about 11 feet long. At the widest part, about 3 feet 6 inches, about 42 inches to 44. I will show you if you notice that the hazels, the wands, there is one at each side. When it is constructed with the wands in the ground, but it's important to know that the widest, the thickest part of the wand is at the top and the narrower parts are into the ground, and that the weaving is around one wand. When the boat is formed, the narrow end of the wand will then be pushed alongside the initial wider wand. Chestnut along the back and along the sides, so the leather's not perforated and the structure outline of the boat is retained. Two hides were used. graduated at the bow. So I'm hoping this will give you some basis for thinking of creating one or emulating one. Some of the stitching passes through, I believe, but I'm not absolutely certain about this. No, it's only where the join is, and you can see the join is stretched slightly. Right, so it doesn't appear to be stitched through. So it's just a covering, and the leather is held in place just the top of the gunnels. And that's stretched over. But there's obviously an art to proportioning the leather, so that when it dries, it doesn't contort the boat as it has done in this instance and raise, well, it's certainly bent the keel. So that needs to be understood and experimented with. But I suppose if you had a rubber covering, that would alleviate, although it wouldn't be totally authentic. Perhaps it was kept in the water permanently to prevent shrinkage. Only assumption on my part. But I hope this gives you a good assessment. I'll now have a series of informative information that allows you to see who made it, designed it, if you wanted to research further. Not particularly clear, it needs interpreting carefully. So for total clarity, the wide part of the wand is weaved in. The narrow part, when forming the boat, creating the ribs, is then taken from that side and then inserted this side, but beside the wide part of the wand, which has been formed in this side. So in effect it's formed vertically in the shape of a boat, and then it is curved, and lengths are then added from bow to stern. So both willow and hazel are used. Now I think that would be authenticated on what they have found and analysed. And at this end we have probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6, and they're tapered and drawn together. It's rather a nice line at the front, and the draft on this is very, very shallow, apparently about 6 inches. And it's been laden probably about 200, 250 kilograms. It works. And they've used it on the rivers close to Stonehenge. So this is in Amberley, Wiltshire, a couple of miles from Stonehenge, in the town museum.